Okay, is this recording? Yes. Okay. So I actually had some other book reviews planned over the last couple of weeks. However, I actually wanted to expedite or put another book in place, which is this. This is Milk Bar by Christina Tosi. And so, like I said, I have plenty of books that I like to review, but there's always, even when reading books, there's always at least one that I like to, that always takes priority. And this is this one. Okay, this is by Christina Tosi, and it's a cookbook, but she actually tells her story as to like why. So let me back up. So in case you don't know who this is, she is a famous pastry chef in New York City who is known for her love of American culture staples that have now been elevated into very beautiful, fancy treats such as cakes and cookies and pies. So I didn't even know who she, like I knew who she, I was aware of her, I knew who she was through like various cooking shows that I watched passively, but I really did not pay attention to her until she had her own special on Chef's Table, which is currently on Netflix. And I don't know what it is about her story that I gravitated towards her. Like, one, she's an Ohio girl, like myself. Two, she said something to me that really struck me. She was speaking about how in her shop, she likes to not put icing on the sides of a round cake because with a cake, the emphasis should be on the flavor and the texture and like all the love that she puts into making the cake. And the icing is just literally just the icing on the cake, for lack of a better term. And you know, as she's talking about this, she's just showing these like beautiful cakes that she makes, and I really like that philosophy. So I started paying, you know, more attention to her. Yes, I do feel like, and I like to bake myself. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm not at her level, but I'd like to be one day. And just the mere fact that she said that yes, the focus of a cake should be, the cake. So many times, and I mean, I love cake no matter what, but a lot of the times, yeah, like so many cakes have been slathered in icing and it really doesn't transform this, you know, the cake in any way. It's nice, it tastes good, but it's just like extra just for the sake of being extra. So I really did enjoy her speaking about like she believes that the cake should be the main star. And then, you know, I for some reason, I guess I forgot that like I like cake and icing together, but like she said that just really stuck with me. So yeah, so I would recommend watching Chef's Table on Netflix, because there's various people that they talk to, and she's one of them. So yeah, so I like the format in this book. First of all, it's a beautiful book. Like the pictures in it are just like you just want to eat immediately, even though it's clearly not in front of you. It's a picture, but you want to make these things, like each picture I feel like tells like a story, or it elevates whatever's on that page. Like it just gives you like just more description about what she's trying to tell you. So yeah, so I think this cookbook it's like I said, it's physically very beautiful, and I think she makes it a point to she tells her story. She tells why she loves the foods that she loves. And these are like, and even on the special she talks about how she likes as a child like cornflakes and I can't think, they're not Pop Rocks, but they're just like those very sugary, like Fruit Loops, those types of like very sugary American cereals that a lot of people, myself included, are very fond of, and how she decided to take those and use those and make that that be an essential ingredient in her cakes and cookies and things like that. So, and they look really good. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even a fan of cornflakes. I think they are the most blandest thing, and I think that's probably her point. Like, she takes something and she transforms it into something that's completely delicious and tasty. But yeah, she tells her story. She actually tells what equipment she uses in the kitchen. She tells what ingredients she uses in the kitchen. And I don't know of any cookbooks that really do that. I think they may give you like a little bit of, hey, you know, this is this chef. They've been on the culinary scene for 30 years and they live here in New York City or wherever they live. And, you know, they have this and this background and they own this and this, you know, restaurants, and here's the cookbook. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I really do appreciate in this book how she actually tells, she mentions those things as well, her background and like what she's currently doing now. But I mean, she actually talks about what it is about these foods that why she gravitates towards these foods, like why she loves them so much, who were influences in her life, like who are currently influences in her life, and you know what she's doing in the kitchen. You know what team that she's working with right now to make, you know, her best self, her Milk Bar's best self. So yeah, like I really appreciate that there's actually a story with these recipes. So I'm still not done with the book. I'm reading it as you would a book. Like I never thought that I would actually be sitting here reading a cookbook if I do like a novel. But yeah, there's just in parts in the middle of, you know, in the interim sections, I don't want to say interim sections, but like I guess the book is spliced with also other stories. So you don't, at the beginning there's a part where she discusses kind of, I guess, like in her introduction, and then as the recipe book goes on, she also has other stories related to whatever recipe is on that particular page. So if I would recommend this to anybody who likes to bake, there's some very interesting recipes on there, things that I would not think to put together ever. Things like, well, there's like carrot layer cake. There's a specific pistachio layer cake, a milk crumb, Concord grape sorbet. So it's just really, it's just like, I guess, a testament to that, doing things in the kitchen, being creative in the kitchen, like your options are limitless. So I'm still getting there. I'm still, oh, and also another thing I just want to say, I like the fact that she actually talks about not measuring while baking. Now this is a challenge for me. I do that a lot in my own cooking. Like I really never use measuring devices of any kind when I'm cooking. I think baking is a little trickier because there's actual chemistry going on in order to physically change like the structure of your end product. So I think that, but I mean, she champions that. She champions not, or at least she doesn't use all the time measuring devices. So I just think that's also interesting too. Like, just don't be afraid to, I guess the way that I see that is, you don't have to be like confined to these exact measurements. Just experiment, see what happens. And so yeah, I really recommend it. It's like I said, I can't say this enough, it's a beautiful book, and I will be looking at it. Like, there's something called compost cookies. Like, they're just like these, again, things that I never would think of. Grasshopper pie. Like, that's a beautiful picture. Sorry, I'm holding it this awkward angle, but anyways, so I think, yeah, I would definitely, if you don't know who she is, I would definitely look up go to Chef's Table and look up her story. It's very interesting. So yeah, thank you for listening to this. I have some other book reviews, but this one I thought took priority just because I just wanted to. Okay, thanks, bye.